Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
All right, welcome to What's on Tap podcast. We are here to chicken some beers and see what we have dug up this week.
I'm glad you didn't say we're back. So when I listen to our episodes, I realize we keep saying we're back, but we never leave our listeners.
We're always there for you.
And I promise you
in
that
20 minutes we have 2 beer reviews.
Exactly. I promise you that more than a couple of our listeners wait until we have 4 or 5 or 10 or 20 episodes and then just listen to them back to back.
I approve of that.
So
that sounds like a great way to listen to our show.
Yes.
No notes.
I doubt many people read the show notes.
Well, there's no notes. They don't have to.
Exactly.
I don't have any notes to say. That's exactly what they should be doing.
But I am your host, Martin.
I am your host, Stefan.
And we are back.
Yes.
So I brought 2 beers from Systembolaget, a trusty Swedish monopoly. And the first one is from the States. I tried going back a bit in our episodes, and I'm not sure we've ever reviewed a witbier.
And there's kind of a good reason for that.
Because they're not very fun or very good?
They're kind of my least favorite style of beer.
No, come on. Red ales and brown ales are worse than witbier.
You're right. Hefeweizen is worse than witbier. But I dislike both of them. I am not a fan of witbiers or Hefeweizen.
But this should make for a good episode then, if you don't like it.
Yeah, well, maybe. But I like red ales and I like brown ales. I know they're not exciting. Like a mild ale is also not a very exciting style. But for some reason, I just don't really enjoy a Belgian-style witbier.
Fair enough. But this one is made in New York by Common Roots Brewing Company. They're from South Glen Falls, New York State.
Excellent.
It comes in at 5% ABV. And the description on the can says, Spinner, which is the name of the beer, Spinner, is a Belgian-style witbier brewed with coriander and curacao orange peel. It's usually just orange peel.
Oh, wow.
This beer is meant to be enjoyed outdoors and in the company of family and friends. Cheers.
All right. Well, it smells like a Belgian-style witbier.
Yeah, light hay yellow color.
Yeah, it's got the Belgian yeast smell to it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I like that. Cheers.
Yeah,
So cheers.
all right.
The thing I like about Belgian okay, so I'll preface this by saying I do like German Hefeweizens.
Yeah.
And in many settings, but especially on in the sun and you have some good salty foods to go with it. That's great. And I don't mind the banana esters that some people complain about. But what I like about Belgian witbiers is this addition of coriander seeds and orange peel and Belgian yeast. Because there is a lot happening.
Yeah.
He doesn't like it. He's making a face.
Well, I'm trying to separate my personal taste against the quality of the beer itself. I don't know. I don't mind the banana esters, but it's rare that I'm in the mood for a Hefeweizen.
But do you get banana esters from this one?
No, I get just kind of the Belgian yeast parts of it.
But you like Belgian yeast in other beers?
Yeah. I like other Belgian styles. I don't have any problem with the Belgian style in and of itself. Even Belgian IPAs. I just don't have any fondness for witbiers.
But is it the orange peel? I mean, okay, so to be honest,
no,
I couldn't identify coriander seeds in this beer.
I couldn't get really orange or coriander out of this.
I do get a fruitiness.
There's an abstract fruitiness to it, mostly coming off, I would say, the Belgian yeast that they're using. Is where you're getting a lot of that from. But I don't know, it's just the style I don't find particularly interesting, and it's just not something that I reach for if I see that that's an option. It's just not one of my styles. We all have these styles where you're just kind of well, I would drink it if I have to, but if there's something else, I'd prefer to have that.
Yeah, when you frame it like that, that also applies to Belgian witbiers. There's 100 styles I would rather go for, but I would rather go for a Belgian for a witbier than a red ale or brown ale or I would say Black IPA is also the...
Ugh, yeah, Black IPA is, I think, my most disliked style.
sorry, Cascadian Dark Ale.
Ugh, whatever. Trash ale, what it is. I'm just glad the white IPA has no more.
What's the white IPA with wheat?
I don't know what made it white IPA, but it did have coriander and orange peel in them.
Did it really?
Yeah.
So that's just a non-Belgian witbier then?
I guess so. I don't know.
Because this one has hops.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's like I said, I don't know what made it the Belgian white IPA, but that was the style for, I don't know, like 3 or 4 years, and then they just kind of quit doing it. Thank God.
I wasn't very fond of cold IPA.
I don't even know what cold IPA is still. It doesn't really make any sense to me. But I do like a red ale quite a bit, actually. It's one of my... For me, it's a fun style.
So now I've hyped up witbier, and then everyone's going to be disappointed when I give this a 3.5, which I think is what it is.
For me, it's like a 3. I mean, it's drinkable. 5%. I mean, I guess on a hot day or if you're out in the sun doing something, this would probably be pretty good. It tastes. If you like Belgian ales and you like that yeastiness to it, then I think you'll like this quite a bit. That's just not like I said, just not an exciting style for me.
But this I totally get. Before we started this episode, I got the feeling that Stefan didn't like the style. If you think it's boring, I get it. Mm-hmm. Well, I got the impression that you disliked it.
I do dislike the style.
Because of its boringness.
I just don't think it's a very good flavor profile either.
Okay.
It's like I said, it just doesn't work for me.
I buy it.
But that's why I haven't laced this way early. But had them on the show.
No.
But plus you don't find them very often either. It's not a very common style around here.
That's true. Many of the witbiers on shelves in Sweden are variants that we've already tried many years ago and like never revisit, because this one I wouldn't have bought unless it was a novelty factor of a new beer and I think a new brewery.
I would say for a U.S. brewer, they've done a really good job with this, I think. And it makes me want to try more other things from them, because if this is this drinkable, I would say they probably are doing some pretty good IPAs and lagers and things like that as well.
Right.
Okay.
So moving on to the next beer, we're not in the same style, but we are close enough. We have a farmhouse beer. Let's double check afterward what it's actually specified as. But it's from Burning Sky Brewers and Blenders. They're British, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
It doesn't say. Yeah, of course, they're UK. And the beer is called Anniversaire Farmhouse Beer, so Anniversary. Anniversaire is a celebration of everything we love about mixed fermentation. Lightly spiced in the boil, this special edition beer was fermented and aged in French Chardonnay barriques using a blend of wild yeast strains. 6.5% ABV. And it's a little bit...
smells kind of like a table beer. It's got that funkiness to it. It's really nice. It smells incredible. Like, so it kind of has that saison-y, wild ale funkiness to it that you really want to get in these kind of beers.
I wouldn't be surprised if it actually was categorized on Untappd as... No? Yeah, it's farmhouseale saison.
Yeah. It smells it. I mean, it really smells like that. All right. Cheers.
Cheers. And they're from East Sussex somewhere.
Yeah, that's really good. A lot of lemon. A little...
Much tartar than I thought it would be.
Yeah. It's got a lot of lemon and like a slight brininess to it. Like a little saltiness is kind of nice. The aftertaste is a little funky, which I kind of like. It's really nice. This is spot on. This is really, really good. I think the Chardonnay barrels that they used really give it a little extra oomph.
In the very end of the flavor, there's some kind of wine / nail polish, but not nail polish as in
well, it's kind of oaky. It's like an oakiness to it. Yeah.
But from the nose, I wouldn't have expected it to be this sour.
Yeah. I think the problem with like using oak barrels with farmhouse saison kind of styles is sometimes they can get too oakish, too Chardonnay kind of.
Yeah.
And it kind of ruins the beer for me. But this is just light. You know, if you don't think about it, you don't really notice it. When you know it's there, you can kind of feel it in the aftertaste. Which is really, really pleasant. Yeah, this is really nice. I thought I'd had this before, honestly, but I have not.
When we record this, it was released quite recently.
Okay. Well, thanks to Premium Beers for importing this.
Premium beers? I actually don't know that importer that well.
Well, maybe you should.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder how many things they import and how many special labels they have to print up for that.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's the same with common roots. I am always surprised and amazed at localized beer labels. They must just... They must have gotten the order first and then just printed up a special, like one pallet of... Or 2 pallets, or number of pallets.
Yeah, something like that to import over.
But I actually more like the extra stickers that they just stick on.
I know. I'm kind of surprised they aren't just putting extra stickers on there. It seems a lot easier than doing a whole special, print.
And then you need the Swedish pant symbol. And, it's just a lot of work.
The whole thing.
Yeah. But
all right. So
how's your throat, man?
It's fine. It's got this lingering cough. You know how it is when you get a cold or a sinus infection or something, and then you're like had this light cough for like a month.
Yeah.
That's what's going on right now.
That's the worst when you are a podcaster.
It is when you're trying not to cough.
Your voice really is your weapon.
It really is.
So what do you think about Burning Sky Anniversaire?
I'm going to give this a 3.75.
Yeah, I'm almost at a 4.
Yeah, it's not far off. If it was just a little bit funkier, a little more flavor to it, I think I would be definitely a 4.
Yeah, more barnyard and less just pure sour. Mm-hmm. So I'm there with you. It's strong, 3.75.
Yeah. Definitely like to try more from them.
But we've had a lot from Burning Sky.
Well, I'm saying I want to try more from them still.
They've been around
for quite a long time.
Yeah. At one point they were constantly on tap here in southern Sweden.
Yeah, you can find them usually somewhere. Yeah. Bottles and cans and on tap. But now they're, like everything since Brexit, not quite as much around as it used to be.
Exactly.
I miss Wylands.
I had almost forgotten Wylands.
It's been so long since they've been around, right?
Yeah. Poof.
Oh, it's a shame.
But it's the same with US beers now, I think. It's getting more and more difficult.
Yeah, that's I think that's politics for a different reason.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we will wrap it up here then. What's on tappodcast.com is where you can find us as our home. Otherwise, you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you find...
Instagram.
And Instagram. Forget Instagram. How can I forget Instagram? Until next time.
Keep drinking, dum-dums.